Hey y'all, so happy last day of the month, of the quarter. This is a video that I wanted to make a while ago, actually. Let's see. I talked about this on February 14th. Okay, so this is what we talk about, taking messy action. So I wanted to share this because these last 2-3 weeks have just been blessing city. And I have literally just been getting so many blessings, but I recognize that they have not come out of nowhere, that it has been the culmination of a lot of work. So when I did some reflection and saw where I was a year ago to even 2 years ago, it's crazy. But here, and I have read so many. I started off with like all the Abraham Hicks stuff. So I read all the Abraham Hicks books. I listened to every, YouTube channel I could think of. I did Hey Indigo. I did self-love things that I moved into success mindset. So I have consumed so many different things, but I just feel like, Indigo, I was just thinking about you too the other day, girl. I was like, I wonder what she's up to. But I just wanted to basically share some of the 4 tips that I have found that have helped me stay focused, especially when it comes to achieving goals. And I think sometimes with goals we get confused, but for me, I just feel like goals, it just gives me a sense of direction, somewhere to, move forward to. So the biggest truth bomb is that, and this is what I realized, that the biggest thing that holds us back from the life that we want and, achieving our goals and the dreams that we want is our daily habits. It's like the tiny little things that we do every single day that actually are what holds us back. And it's so sneaky because sometimes you don't really see them, because yes, your mindset may shift, but the actual execution of like the new shift has to take place. So if you're not monitoring your daily habits, that can be a big reason why you are not actually achieving your goals. So, especially too when it's in regards to growing your business, you have to be very intentional with your time. You have to learn to say no to a lot of things so that you can get yourself to the finish line. You have to learn how to focus on one thing, right? So a lot of times I see some, people doing things and they're working on like 5 businesses at one time or 5 products at one time. You have to do one thing and you have to do one thing right. Also, when it comes to your tasks, focus on one thing. Like I was like the queen of multitasking, and I realized I was like, that doesn't actually get me anywhere. So I have to be very intentional with what I'm doing. So Yafa, what are you doing over there? So set goals because they're great to give you clarity and direction and focus, right? But now it's about learning the different habits for a few key things, and that's prioritizing your tasks, increasing your discipline, which discipline is a habit. It's not something that people are born with. It's a skill that you actually have to learn. Building your focus. Focus also is a skill. I sometimes have focus issues. I don't identify with being ADHD because I'm not, but I understand that being focused is actually a skill. And minimizing your distractions, not just like turning off your phone, but I'll talk about this in a second, but the distractions that you have also internally, and reflection. So there's a lot more that go into this, but these are the major game changers that I found. These 4 things are the major game changers that I found for helping me achieve my goals and get out of my own way. So the first thing, prioritizing your tasks. It's absolutely key, okay? You have to focus on the one thing that your business needs to do. And this is kind of in regards to business. Okay, well, it's in regards to business. But you need to focus on the one thing that's the most important thing that you need to do to move your business, okay? So a lot of times we focus on a lot of the tiny little things just to make it seem like we checked a bunch of stuff off the list, make ourselves feel good. when really it's like that big thing looming behind us that we know it's actually like what we need to take care of. So learning how to prioritize your task and discerning what's the most important thing that has to get done to move the needle for your business, okay? Because it's not about doing a whole bunch of a bunch of random things just to feel good. It's about focusing on doing intentional actions. So this helps you because you'll be able to actually focus on the task that you need during the most like energetic part of your day, right? So like, for example, in the mornings is when my brain is the freshest. So that's the best time for me to do any of the high level tasks that really just require focus, silence, discipline, and getting it done. So that when I'm kind of tired towards the end or the later part of the day, I can do some of the mindless tasks like inviting people to the Facebook group, posting content, things that doesn't require, a fresh, bright brain. So it's huge because if we kind of do the other small tasks just to check stuff off the list, when it's later on in the day and we're trying to do, the one task that we were supposed to work on earlier, it makes work feel hard. It makes us not want to do that, and it makes us procrastinate because it's like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want, to do this. So like, let me know if that's something that you can definitely relate to. But so then you're kind of feeling guilty because you're like, I did all these other tasks and like, I still got this big task that I need to do. And like, you just push it to tomorrow and it just keeps getting pushed to tomorrow because you have this thing where you're, like to just focus on like little tasks. Or honestly, maybe you're not managing the fact that certain tasks have more efficiency in a certain part of your day. So when you actually, and when it comes to prioritizing your task, it's focusing on the 20% of your tasks that actually keep your business growing and flowing. Okay. So like leave all the emails that don't need to be answered, leave all the DMs that don't need to be answered for the later part of your day when you can do that when you're just like sitting down, watching TV or something. Honestly, you shouldn't be watching TV when you're doing your business. Like you should be working, but sometimes I do that, but leave that for the later part of the day. But if you spend the bulk of your day doing those tiny tasks and it's like the big tasks you don't ever do, it weighs on your psyche and it doesn't get stuff done. Because when you actually start to focus on the task that you were supposed to get done by prioritizing it, then you actually develop an inner momentum because you're like, oh my gosh, like I got that done. So like the first thing I do is like, I always set my task the night before so that I know so this is my little planner. So I know like the next day exactly what I'm supposed to do. I don't go and like check the DMs and get lost in all of those different things. I go straight to the task and use my brain power immediately on that. After I am done, guess what? You have so much high for momentum of like knowing that you did and focused on the right thing. So prioritizing your task is key. Another thing that Yafa, come on now, not right now, baby. Just hold on. So another thing that I do, and this is just kind of something fun for me, is that every day that I complete a high level task, I give myself a gold star. So I kind of just try to make it fun, whatever way that you find. Like sometimes I reward myself with like a little cookie or a snack or something. Because I'm like, okay, girl, just like sit down, do this one task, like do the other task later. So I give myself a little gold star. And so then I can see like, you know what? Wow, I've had a really productive week. Okay. I've had a lot of gold stars. So it kind of just gives my momentum going to stay focused on prioritizing my task. All right. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Yafa, come on now. Okay, you still have to wait, baby. Just hold on, okay? She wouldn't go outside. Look at, I just gave her a haircut. Look at her haircut. She won't go outside. Okay, sit down just for a second, okay? I'm almost done. The next thing is the next major key to achieving your goals is discipline. So discipline is a skill. It's a skill that has to be built. So usually this is more of like, a mental state of keeping promises to ourselves. That's how we actually build our discipline muscle. We would, just as much as like we wouldn't break a promise to someone else, we oftentimes break a promise to ourselves. So if we make a commitment to like lose weight, to go for a walk or to do something, we have the habit of just being like, oh, well, maybe I'll do it later. that's going against your discipline. So if you tell yourself that you're going to do something, then you, as long as obviously it's a good fit, because things change, but if you make a commitment to yourself, then you have to keep and honor that promise, and that's what actually builds your discipline. Okay. So let's say you're trying to build a business and you're trying to build some type of discipline. Reward systems, like I said, the gold star and things like that are great. So if you're like, hey, you know what, if I put in 3 hours of work right now, then delay the gratification and be like, okay, at that point, then I get to, reward myself with binging on my favorite show with Netflix, right? So that's what the discipline, having certain types of things to incentivize you to build that discipline muscle so that you can continue to commit to yourself is definitely very helpful, because you want to stay committed to showing up for yourself every single day based on what it is that you want. But discipline is a skill. So you have to just build that. You have to say, hey, you know what? I told myself I made a promise I was going to go for a walk today. I made a promise that I was going to get straight to this task. And you continue to show up for yourself and build that. Then what happens is that you prioritize that task, you complete that task, and you start to feel the momentum and the internal shift inside. And it's very, very, very powerful. Okay. So the next 2 things is staying focused. So staying focused is actually a skill. It's not enough to turn off your phone and not have any notifications. That's your external distractions. You also have your internal distractions where it's sometimes my phone is on the ultimate do not disturb. People cannot reach me, and people always wonder why I have a phone, because I don't really like talking on the phone. I literally talk to one person on the phone, and I barely text. Okay, hold on. Hey, listen to me. You just gotta wait, okay? I said in the middle of something. Can you wait? She wants to go outside so bad. Okay. All right. Go sit down for a second. Just wait. Okay. 5 more minutes. And then, so staying focused. So, what was I saying? Yeah, she always throwing me off. So yes, not enough to turn your phone off. It's the inner focus. So sometimes I'm let me just check this DM real quick, because maybe someone has a question about something, or let me just answer this email. You don't realize how much you subconsciously reach for your phone or reach for something. You're in the middle of a task, you're let me check this real quick. Let me check that real quick. That's the inner distraction. So that's something that you want to mitigate too. So because it's not enough to just turn off your phone. Okay. So in order to build the focus muscle, try to work in 15-minute bursts or 20-minute bursts or 30-minute bursts, where you say, I'm going to turn off all distractions. I'm not going to reach for anything. Let me just commit to this task. You can even set a timer. And ma'am, and I am going to work for 15 minutes. The timer goes off, then you know what? Take a break. And then each time you build that muscle, that focus muscle, for it to get easier and easier and easier, okay? So hopefully that helps too. Then the last thing is, and I'm telling you, I feel like it's the most powerful one. I've talked about this before, but it is reflection. It is the most powerful tool of all to help you. Ma'am? It's the most powerful tool of all to help you, achieve your goals. So I reflect at the end of every single day. It has so many benefits. It helps you to see all the things that you've done throughout the day, because a lot of times we don't stop to see how much we've actually done. So then our productivity, our mindset kind of gets warped, and we're like, oh, I didn't do too much. But then you're actually holy crap, I did so much. It helps you to stop and see that. It helps you to actually notice there's maybe some blessings that you may have gotten that you've been praying for that you can actually stop and see. It also helps you to appreciate the journey. So when you stop and see all the things that you've achieved throughout the day, and I'm not even talking about the physical achievements, it could be internal shifts where maybe something that normally would trigger you doesn't trigger you anymore. Take the time to stop and recognize that, celebrate that. Girl, do you hear her? She really is yeah, okay, come here, Yafa. Girl, we almost done. Come on now, you never let me be great. Every time I try to start something, you always be just, sit right here, just like this. So the reflection helps you to stop to celebrate some of these things that you may not have noticed, right? And I like to focus a lot on the internal wins, especially with triggers. Sometimes we have things that may trigger us, but we don't even notice that this time we reacted differently. This time we didn't respond that way. And we don't celebrate that. And that's absolutely massively huge. So when I reflect, I start at the beginning of my day and I'm like, okay, I woke up and I immediately went into gratitude. I felt really grateful. I felt really blessed. I did this and that. Oh my gosh. My mom called me. She generally would have like pissed me off. And this time I didn't let her like piss me off. I just kept going about my day. Okay, you know what? Wow. And then today I focused right on my webinar and I made this amazing, like I go through the whole entire day step by step. I see the physical accomplishments and I see the internal accomplishments. And it really helps me to appreciate the journey. But most importantly, then I think about like, okay, well, you know what, Terry, you were a little bit too distracted today. You were spending a little too much time doing X, Y, Z, or, this and this and that, or, you did it's okay, but you kind of focused on the task that you weren't supposed to focus on. So it really kind of helps refine too as well. And then you can plan for the next day. So hopefully, these, things help. Maybe there's something that you could try, but I guess to just kind of sum it up. So 4 tips to stay focused and easily achieve your goals is prioritizing your tasks, focusing on the most important tasks in the beginning of your day and getting those done first. And the most important tasks have to be the 20% of the tasks that actually grow and move your business. If, posting on social media isn't what it needs to be and you need to be setting up email campaigns so that you're making money, that's what you need to focus on. So having the discernment to focus on the 20% that moves your business along. Building your discipline, which is just continuously keeping the promise to yourself. So if you say that you're going to do something, keep that commitment and keep that promise to yourself and don't negotiate with yourself as to why you don't keep that promise to yourself. And staying focused. So developing the skill of being focused, working in 15-minute bursts, working in 30-minute bursts, rewarding yourself every time you stay committed to one thing for an X amount of time as you build your focus muscles. Don't allow your inner distractions to throw you off, right? Because you turn your phone off and everything, but you keep reaching for it, to keep looking for it. And then reflect. I'm telling you, reflect at the end of every day, not only to celebrate your inner wins, celebrate your outer wins that you can actually see, help you celebrate along the journey, reflect from where you are to where you were a week ago, to where you were a month ago, to where you were a year ago, and also refine. See the things that maybe you could have done better and, make better choices tomorrow. Now that you know better, you can do better. Because that was kind of what I was experiencing. I was like, I know better about this. But last week I kept focusing on the tasks that just made me feel good because I could check stuff off a list. And that one big task was looming behind me. And I was like, okay, Terry, we got to get this together. So top of tomorrow morning, the first thing you're going to do is that task. You're not going to do anything else. I went straight to it. I did it. Not only did I just feel good inside, it kept my momentum going so that everything else I did throughout the day was extremely, extremely, extremely productive. So just really having discernment about the type of task that you're actually doing and what type of energy space that you need. Because again, there's some tasks where I will watch a show and, it's a copy and paste task. I don't have to think. I don't have to use my brain. But why would you use your precious brain hours to do a copy and paste task so that, when you have to actually do something that matters, you're struggling to do it. This is also how you don't feel like work is work. Is that working on the things based on how your body flows. If you're more of a night person, then that's fine. If you're more of a morning person, whatever, but listen to your body and your energy, and based on the things that you have to get done, know when you should actually focus on it. So hopefully this helps. And I really just wanted to just continue to share the things that I'm doing that work for me. Hopefully that it might inspire you too. I'm telling you, I don't know what was going on this week, but I was receiving a lot of amazing blessings. Oh, and I guess the last thing is that if you saw on my story, about 10 days ago, I started this thing. I watched this video from Earl Nightingale, and he talked about just writing 20 ideas. You can write more if you want to, but 20 ideas to reach a goal. And it's not necessarily to actually hit the goal. It's to train your mind to be in the best case scenario and to always find solutions and get into a solution solving mode. So it trains your mind to kind of see, create, troubleshoot, think, and come up with new opportunities and new ways. So I started doing that about 10 days ago. So every day I just put a goal that I'm like, okay, if I want to achieve this goal, what are the things that I would do to achieve it? So it really started to get my brain going really creative, right? Because all of our answers are within us. When I tell you, after doing that for 7 days, literally almost like the things that I was writing down started to appear into my reality, like in a combination of things. I would say like affiliate marketing, do a collab and make a new lead magnet. Then literally someone was like, oh, hey, I want to join your affiliate marketing. Let's collab on it. And I made a new lead magnet for her. I was like, wait a second. Like, I was like, I need traffic. Then someone called me and was like, hey, I'll do your traffic. So I was like, oh, wow, this is not only helping me train my brain to just honestly call in like, or find solutions like naturally, because I want to have a solution oriented mindset. I don't ever want to have a worst case scenario mindset. But if anyone believes in like law of attraction and mindset and abundance, I was attracting the opportunities towards me by writing it down and believing that these opportunities could happen. I didn't really know how they were going to happen, right? So I didn't have the attachment to it. I just was like, okay, this would be great if I had this, and that. And then guess what? They appeared into my reality. So hopefully some of these tools, like I said, that I've been using could be, really helpful to you. I'll save this replay so that you can watch it back. But yeah, it starts with the brain, and it starts with your emotions, and it starts with the direction. But really, if you want to have the life that you want to have, you just have to hold yourself radically accountable for everything. Even if someone does something to you and you're like, what the heck, I don't deserve this, it doesn't really matter. If you hold yourself accountable and you take your power back, you truly can, really create the most amazing life. And I'm literally telling you this from experience. I was on top of the world, and then on the bottom of the world, rock bottom. And like when I hit rock bottom, it wasn't like I'm at rock bottom. It was like I was at rock bottom, and then I was continuously being dragged along rock bottom. Okay, so I was like, all right, well, I thought this couldn't get any worse. And yeah, you guys are now like stabbing me and cutting me at the heels and stabbing me in the back. So I said, at the end of the day, if I believe that my life is like I create my reality, I said, I have to take responsibility for all of this, even if like logically none of this makes sense. I said, but let me take responsibility. And the minute I started to do that, and to learn my path, learn my way, get out of my own way, learn the things I needed to learn to heal my mind, heal my body, heal my spirit, grow my business, hold myself accountable, I did it. And now I'm sitting here really honestly like 2-3 years into the journey, and I understand why they say that some things seem like an overnight success, because I am literally getting so many blessings and so many things, and to other people I'm like, oh my gosh, look at her, she's winning. But I'm like, y'all don't know the struggle that I've been through. Y'all don't know how hard I fought for these blessings, and how I never gave up my faith in God that he was eventually going to, get me to where I needed to be. But 3 years later, but I never gave up. So the last thing that I will say is that one of my new things that has been really helping me is that I've been praying to get out of my own way. Because God knows, whether you believe in God or not, that's your own choice, but God knows what you want and how to get you what you want. We just have to get out of our way to receive it. So he also knows the fastest path under grace to get you there too. So I pray, hey Marissa, you're welcome. So I pray to get out of my own way, so that I'm not trying to make anything harder or more difficult than it has to be, which is why every single day I really just enjoy and love life and have such a great time, because God just sends me the signs, I follow it, and I never feel like I work a day in my life. I never feel like I have to struggle. I never feel like, anything is hard anymore. Everything really truly is easy. I still, put in work, I still do things, but like I said, there's a difference between working on something and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, this is so hard, versus working on something and like, yeah, this is great. Like I'm having so much fun, like putting this all together. So hopefully these little things will really help you in terms of, especially as we go into Q2, I wouldn't even worry about the timing or the dates or anything like that, because what's meant for you, is for you. Just get out of your own way. Get out of your own way and literally you watch everything fall into your lap and do the work. Hold yourself accountable. Like really, the key to like amazing life is accountability. Hold yourself accountable for every single experience that you have. Take your power back and then create the reality that you want and your perspective on it. So yeah, hopefully this helps. Happy Thursday. I'm super excited. I'm going to read one chapter of my book, take her outside so she'll stop driving me nuts. And tomorrow's Friday. It's a good day. I have a lot of amazing things that are coming for you guys to just really also help you to tools and resources to grow your business. And you already know, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to help, and I'm always there. And I will save this replay. I'll put it in the mindset section of the guides. And yeah, hopefully these tips can help you level up and reach some of your goals. So if you have any questions on them, let me know. drop them in the comments, and when I check them tomorrow, I will definitely respond. Yeah, so I will see you guys later. Happy Friday, or it's not Friday, but happy Thursday. Yafa says bye. She don't care. All right, y'all, I'll talk to you later. Bye.